What makes you appreciate them even more as you get more of them?
The journey and the lessons behind it. It's always a different journey every single time. We always want this. This is our goal, but it's so hard to get here. So
Wilson on the drive, the fade. You bet! You bet! Game 3 before they made that comeback in the second half. Wilson elevates and drops it in.
Here, I mean, that's a lot of contact to absorb and still able to finish.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Heavy on Hoops, and we're back after a crazy hiatus. And I know what you're thinking. WNBA season just ended. Finals are over. But I feel like there is so much to cover with the WNBA, even though the season's over. And I'm looking forward to getting back into it. So let's go ahead and do that. Hit the like and subscribe button, guys, so we can get this party back going again. So I want to talk about A'ja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces dominance in these WNBA playoffs, particularly the finals, as they've gone on to capture their third title in 4 years. Unstoppable and unbeaten in the WNBA finals as they beat the Phoenix Mercury, completely sweeping them. And what was an awesome display in just dominance from the Las Vegas Aces, in my honest opinion, but particularly A'ja Wilson. So let's look at this. She dropped 31 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals in the final game of the series. And she didn't even shoot that great from the field at 33%, and she still dominated every single facet of the game. She's not just the MVP, she's probably the most well-balanced superstar that the WNBA has ever seen. So yes, all the GOAT talk that is going on right now in regards to A'ja Wilson, absolutely necessary. Let's get into it. So let's just look at how the finals went. The Mercury were decent opponents, but if Napheesa Collier doesn't get hurt, I'm not sure that we see the Phoenix Mercury in this series, because the Lynx were pretty much the top team in the WNBA for most of the season. But here we are. Phoenix ended up making it, but when it came down to it, the Aces' overall top-level talent in the starting lineup, as well as their depth, just ended up being too much for the Phoenix Mercury to really be able to handle. So game 1, Jewel Lloyd comes off the bench for 18 and Dana Evans adds 21 off the bench. That's depth. Game 2, Jackie Young drops 21 points in 1 quarter, setting a record, and ends up finishing with 32 points in the game. Historic. Then we got game 3. Satu Sabali goes down with a concussion, and Kalia Copper goes off for the Phoenix Mercury. But then you got A'ja Wilson, who hits a legacy-defining jump shot with 2.2 seconds left on the clock over the married couple, and just completely shattered and destroyed the Phoenix Mercury. And then you got game 4, where the Vegas Aces come and they still sweep the series 97-86. Dynasty mode officially activated. A'ja Wilson's finals averages 28.5 points per game, 11.8 rebounds per game, 4 assists and 2 blocks. That's not just dominant, that's historic. So let's just compare that run to some of the greatest finals performances ever. We got Diana Taurasi in 2009, who averaged 20.4 points per game, along with about 7 rebounds. Then you got Breanna Stewart in 2020, who put up 28.3 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, which is pretty darn good. And then you got Sylvia Fowles in 2017, who put up 20 and 10, excellent stats. But the best of all was probably Lisa Leslie, throwback. Lisa Leslie from 2021, who averaged 24 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4.5 blocks. To me, that's the only line that really compares to what A'ja did. So that lets us know what type of rare air that she's in. So now, some argue that A'ja's era has more parity, better talent, deeper rosters, which makes her numbers that much more impressive in this GOAT debate, or, compared to GOATs in the past. But others say pioneers like Lisa Leslie faced a different kind of pressure, and that's building the league while dominating it. So which matters more? Is it dominance in a deeper league or pioneering in a new one? That's a GOAT debate, particularly for these two, and probably another video. But when we look at this team, it wasn't just A'ja Wilson that did it by herself. The Aces now have won titles in 2022, 2023, and now 2025. That's a dynasty in the making. Jackie Young is a multi-time WNBA All-Star and an All-WNBA player. You got Chelsea Gray that when she's on her game, she is the best floor general in the WNBA. And you got Becky Hammon, who's pretty much solidifying her case as a Hall of Fame coach already. So dynasties define an era. Think the Celtics, think the Bulls in the NBA, and then maybe in the NFL you think about the Chiefs. And just like those teams, the Aces are forcing everyone else in the league to level up. Some fans love dynasties, some fans think they build stars, storylines, and elevate the sport. Others say it's too predictable, so why even watch? So I'll ask you, are the Aces the kind of team that really encourage people to get deeper into the game, or do they make things boring because it's like, hey, they're so good? But one thing that has to be said is that they got people talking. It's like if you go on social media from ESPN, Bleacher Report, WNBA Twitter, everyone's already talking GOAT talk, dynasty talk. Can anyone stop them type talk? So dynasties create believers, haters, debates, and legacy. And when that happens, the league grows. And I think that's where we're at, where we have the cemented dynasty with 3 titles in 4 years, which is absolutely crazy. It's amazing. It's dope. So now that the confetti has fallen, the big question is, can this team do 4 titles in 5 years? The Aces have the core, the coaching, and they have the best player in the league. But staying on top, we know it's harder than, getting there in a lot of cases because everybody's gunning for you. And with free agency coming up in the WNBA, which is probably going to be like the absolute craziest offseason in WNBA history, we don't know how things are going to shake out. But we do know this. Everybody's going to be gunning to be able to stop the Las Vegas Aces and A'ja Wilson. And it's like kind of circling back around to that. Hey, she did something that nobody else has done in WNBA history with winning the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year. She's first team All WNBA, the Finals MVP, and the scoring champion for the year. Like, that is insane. She swept the board. She swept the board with awards. And here's the crazy part. If A'ja Wilson retired right now at 29 years old, she'd still be a 4-time MVP, a 3-time champion, and arguably the most dominant finals performer ever. And that's not potential, that's legacy already written. And that's something that across the NBA, WNBA, again, Michael Jordan hasn't even done that. Wilt Chamberlain hasn't done that. In the WNBA, Diana Taurasi, Cynthia Cooper, nobody has done that. Nobody has had that complete stack, which is just insane. So I don't think people realize how good she really is. Back in 2021, the fans voted Diana Taurasi as the WNBA's GOAT. But if that vote were to happen right now in 2025, I have an inkling that A'ja Wilson would decisively win that vote. So yeah, we have Lisa Leslie, Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Candace Parker, Cynthia Cooper, and now we're in the era of A'ja Wilson. I completely respect that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, Paige Beckers are bringing new fans into the WNBA, but we cannot neglect to realize, we cannot neglect the greatness that's already there, the new gold standard for on the court in A'ja Wilson, because she's doing things that nobody in WNBA history has ever done. She is literally the pinnacle of the sport, not just for right now, but possibly ever. So that's something to talk about. So the dynasty talk is real, the GOAT talk is real, but I want to know where you guys stand on the issues. Where does A'ja Wilson actually rank in the GOAT conversation? On top of that, do you guys think that the Aces, after all the madness of free agency goes, like if the Aces can keep their core intact, are they able to pull off another title? How many titles can they rip off in the next 2 or 3 years? Anyway, that's my question to you guys. Go ahead, like and subscribe, and I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.